want to thank God Almighty for the grace, the wisdom, and the support that I have received in several years. God truly has been good. And I believe that it's because of that that I'm here today. I can stand before you and share my testimony. And I would also like to thank you for having me, the leadership of the youth arm of ACEST, for having me. In fact, when I got the invite, I was like, what can I possibly say that will be different from what you have heard on Instagram, business podcast, TikTok? But I realized that the testimony is about telling the truth about how God brought me from small beginning to where I am today. It can only be God, truly, because the beginning truly was humbling, or it was humbling. So I'll go right back into, let me not scare you too much, into 40 years. Because when she's seated, is either she's knitting, or she's crocheting, or she's sewing. All these, we call it then shimmy, agbiko, all these our underwears, and little dresses for myself and my sister. Then I also grew to know my dad as a fashionista, very neat and tidy guy. And he always wanted everything to be prim and proper. Even when we were going out, he always wanted us to look neat, tidy, well on spot. And also, my mom will also make sure that every Christmas or every Easter, we had beautiful clothes, exceptional clothes. We had like 2 tailors that make clothes for us. We had the regular one, and we had the, in quotes, the luxury one. So it became a part of me to see that everything has to be intact. So before too long, I wanted to start using her knitting pin. This one I remember very well. And she'll be like, you cannot handle it. It's too big, it's too long. But in fact, if she's not there, that's when I would try her knitting yarn. Then it was knitting yarn. Knitting yarn, her crocheting pin, her knitting pins, and all that. So when she found out that the curiosity was getting out of hand, she now took one of her bicycle spokes and gave them to what do you call it? Welder. Then the welder sharpened the mouth into the shape of crocheting pin, and that was how I started. So sometimes I'll crochet, sometimes I will knit. Then I really, really wanted to know how to sew. Okay, so please, I'm sorry, let me take you back. People call me Sapphire. I'm the founder of Sapphire Couture Originals. And what we do is, what we do is we make clothing for women, basically with African fabric. We are African enthusiasts. So we make fabrics, we make outfits ready to wear and bespoke custom make with African fabric, and sometimes with a blend of modern silhouette, just like what I have on. So that is what we do. And our business cut across Africa and some continents of the world, to the glory of God. Okay, so let me go back to me wanting to know how to sew. This shimmy that you have made for me, I also want to make for my doll, because we had different sizes of doll there, myself and my sister. So I'll make, either I use needle and thread, or I want to climb her own machine, a sewing machine. And I'll tell you of a truth, I still have that same sewing machine today. Working, a single sewing machine. It's one of the machines I use in my store, and it's premium. I love it so much, and the attachment is strong. So I want to go onto the machine to sew, and she'll tell me, you can't do it, you can't do it. Okay, I can't do it. But in the night when she's asleep, I'll crawl to that machine. I'll make my errors. It will tangle at the bottom, and I'll just leave it there. I'll go So she will not know. The following night, I'll go there again. I'll make sure that all the tangles I remove, then I'll sew. So there was this particular day, she saw a particular dress on one of my big dolls, and she was like, Moronke, did you make this? I was like, yes, Mommy, I made it. And she was so fascinated. Okay. So she now gave me free hand to start using the sewing machine. So through secondary school, any little tear on my uniform I can fix. Then I started fixing for everybody in the house. So it was like I was now their household tailor, kind of. So I was looking forward to finishing secondary school so that I can learn proper. And got so good as I was finishing SSC. We call it SSC then, not WAEC. As I was finishing SSC, a tailor moved into the neighborhood. And it was like the sight of seeing those brand new machines, the catalogs, the threads, the ironing table, the irons. It was like my head was turning. And I sat down there. I told my mommy that she should go home and leave me and come back to pick me. My mom was now wondering that you dragged me here. I will now leave you here and come back to pick you. Anyway, I first started to have a conversation with, then it was called Spider. The name of the brand then, or the Ileshe was called Spider. So she spoke with Spider. Okay, she wants to learn, and how can she learn? She gave us all the requirements and all that. With all joy, I now went home to tell my daddy that Mufelo Koshe, because then you call it Mufelo Koshe. Mufelo Koshe. My father was like, I don't understand. Koshe like how? I said, Mufelo Koshe, that I want to share dengue. I want to kosher from them. And my daddy said no, that I will not kosher. And it was like a big blow on my face. In my heart, I was already koshering. So for him to say I cannot kosher, so I went back to my mom. I said, Mommy, how are we going to do this thing? She was like, whatever your daddy says, that's what we'll go by. I knelt her and I begged her. As in, I held to her legs and I begged her that, please, I really want to learn and all that. So whatever happened between her and my dad and the following morning, I don't know, but I shall know that early the following morning, I dressed up and I was going to start work. So they didn't have a choice. My daddy had gone to work. They didn't have a choice. My mom took me back there. And that was my first day of, let me call it official apprenticeship. So we started, the enthusiasm was high, the energy was on the rise, and of course my Oga then saw that there was something about this girl. Then I was around 17 years old. So there's something about this girl and all that. So I started, and we're using all these brown paper, all these cement papers and all. And before 2 weeks, I could make a skirt for myself. So I went to my daddy's room when he was not back from work, and I know he had like 2 boxes on his wardrobe that he had abandoned agbada clothes and all that, because he had a lot, and once he would just dump them upstairs. So I brought out the box, and I remember I brought out several agbadas. I started loosening them, wanting to make stuff for myself. So the second week that I started apprenticeship, I was able to make a skirt and a top for myself that I wore to youth fellowship. When they saw me like this, they were like, did you make, and I was showing everybody, I made this for myself. So my friends were encouraged, they'll be like, should we bring clothes? They will bring clothes. So overnight, I will not sleep. I'll be working on the clothes and all that. And thankfully, then I'd already done SSC. So I was waiting for JAM. I'd written JAM too. And then, you have to wait for like 3 months before JAM results. They have to post your parents' post PO box and all that. So that was what I was waiting for. And in my heart, I was already making clothes for myself that I went to OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, to go and study international relations. And when they see me there, they will know that indeed I'm an ambassador already. Okay. So SSC came out. Piam, I cleared everything. Number 1 go, I started making more clothes. This way we will rock it together. So when JAM came, my daddy said if we send you JAM result, that we go to our PO box. He went to check first time. It was not there. Second time was. By the time he got my results, lo and behold, I didn't do well. I had 198. And before you can even start talking in OAU, you must have at least 200. what was I going to do? In my heart was on that school because my elder brother was studying architecture in that school and I'd been there on his visiting day. Very beautiful school, I'd already seen myself there, international relations. I was going to become an ambassador. And, I was going to dress up prim and proper. I was going to travel around the world and all that. So, the way forward, Lauren, I said no. OAU or no other school. Okay, so which means I have to rewrite JAMB. So in the process that I was rewriting JAMB, I was also getting better at tailoring and hopping my skill, thinking that, okay, this second time was going to be better. So I wrote JAMB again. They sent the results to the PO box. I had 177. Was it like I was not brilliant? Was it like I was a dullard or something? I didn't understand, but I was totally devastated. For days, I would stay in the room. I won't talk to anybody. I would just be on my own. I didn't want to hear. I didn't want to listen. So at that time, I said to myself, I will not sit down at home. All my mates were already in 200 level. There were some that were lawyers and all that. They were already in 200 level. I won't stay at home again. So I told my parents, let me just go and do a diploma in that same school that I want to go to. So I will even be in close contact with students. They will encourage me, tell me things that I can do to write JAMB and pass. My daddy allowed me to go for diploma, and I was supposed to write JAMB, making the third time. I wrote JAMB the third time, I didn't make it. I wrote JAMB the fourth time, I didn't make it. I was still in OAU. I did one diploma course, I did another one in computer science, and this time I now sat down to myself that I'm going to write JAMB the fifth time. So that means if I don't make it the fifth time, maybe my destiny, God has written my destiny to be a tailor. So it was now 50-50. But in my parents, they were thinking, this girl is still going to study international relations and OAU and all that. They brought several options. I said, no, it's OAU, international relations, and that's what I want. So my parents were like, supportive of what I wanted to do. So the fifth time I put in all my efforts that this time, let me even try. I was even getting old at that time. I was like, let me just try. Some of my mates that read 400, that read courses of like 4 years were about to graduate and all that. So I wrote JAMB the fifth time and I had 214. Joy to the world. So the journey now began. We did admission and all that story. So now I was in 100 level, and the kind of clothing that I was wearing was different from what everybody was wearing, because I just wanted, in everything I do as for that, I just wanted to be different, because I saw my father was always different. Whatever he would buy, and because he had opportunity to travel to different countries of the world, when he gets back, he will buy us clothes, he will buy us undies, he will buy us shoes and all. So even when people see us in church, in Sunday school, in church, they'll be like, your mommy is trying you, your clothes is for you, who made it for you, and all that. So that thing was already registered, and it was growing as I was growing. So in school, I wear different things, and people are, who made this? You made Pamela. Who made this? I made it, Pamela. So when my daddy took me to school, he did not know that inside that my box, it was like a cargo bag. Inside that my bag, I'd wrapped that machine that I was dragging with my mom. I'd wrapped it inside several clothing and towels. Now slotted it into the bag. He took me to school. He didn't know that machine was inside the school. So I was sewing. I was doing everything. I put machine on my table. I was doing my business, and I was making small money. So in 200 level was the last time I collected money from home. I was like, I want to show them that even with this business that you didn't want me to do, I will still make money out of it. So I stopped collecting money. I read urban and regional planning. It took a lot. We are going to be in studio, do studio work, buy your drawing board, buy your pen and all that. Those things were expensive then, but I could afford them because I was already making money. I was even borrowing my mates' money to buy their pens, because if you don't have pen, you will not attend class. So I buy them, I'll loan them money to buy pens. They return to me when probably their parents send money to them. So in 200 level, and this experience was one of the major experiences that shaped and marked my business for life, even till tomorrow. And I'll tell you why. So somebody in my class, who was our class rep, Wale Popola, he introduced me to his big sister on campus who was going to get married. And I was like, okay, bring her to me. I went to her. What you're wearing? Did you make it? You make my wedding dress. wedding dress. I was so happy. All the catalogs that I had, I started shifting everything, showing her pictures and all that. That was our next visit. Okay, we can make this, we can make this. How about Awomo Yawo, the bridal dress? I can make it, ma. I was the only one. I did not have apprentice that at that time, remember. So she gave me 70% upfront to go and buy stuff. I went to Lagos all the way from, my parents did not know. I left school. I went to Lagos. I went to buy fabrics. And you know, I had small change. And that small change, I used it to buy this overlocking machine. It's a white one. And I'm still using it in my factory till today. Those ones are monumental. And I'm not ready about to trade them or throw them away. So I remember I bought that once I'm done with the outfit, I will even weave the inside. It will look like ready-made, to look like everything. So when I got back, I took measurement of the bridal train I took for the bride. The wedding was supposed to be 3 months after. So I taking measurements, I was doing my work, I was sewing, and it didn't occur to me that when you are sewing, because the person I learned from was just like an Abele tailor, it didn't occur to me that whoever you are making clothes for will have to come for fitting. So I didn't realize also that within a period of 3 months, you can add on and get so much weight that the regular 2-inch allowance that my Oga taught me will not be enough eventually. So the next time after the day we measured was the day of the wedding that we met. And the day of the wedding, I went to one of my friends, Kike Adeleke, she's in America currently. And you know, we went with all excitement. We had packed the clothes, we had iron. Even the bride, I did not test it. I went with all excitement. Today. We went in very early because in Ife then that Saturday was the last Saturday and it was supposed to be environmental day. So we left school very early before they stopped buses from going out of the campus. So when we got there, they were like, they should start dressing up. But immediately after environmental, they'll be going to church. So Kike was the one who was helping me to dress up for there were 6 bridesmaids and 1 little bride. And I was proudly dressing up for the bride. So as I was dressing up for the bride, in my heart, I was already saying that I was in problem. I managed to zip her dress. We squeezed that inside. Okay. But for the bridesmaids, there were 2 of them in particular who were friends who had added more weight. As we were pulling the zip like this, zip was off. The second one, unfortunately or unfortunately, their mom, the 2 moms were at the venue. The women, Ife women, they started abusing. I started cursing. What kind of tailor did you bring? I was jittery. I was shaking. My kicker was like, what is it? It happens everywhere. Leave it. We'll go to tailor down there. We'll go and put zip and all. And what I did then was in to in. I'd already sealed all the inside so that before you can get to where the zip is, you have to loosen the clothes and loosen. So it was going to make it more difficult. Meanwhile, remember I told you it was an environmental day. We did not see tailor. They did not open shop. And these people were supposed to go to be the ones that will lead the bride to going into the church. We walked until we got a tailor. We got the tailor, and the tailor did not even have the color of zip that we wanted. And the top was off-white. I remember very. The top was off-white, and the skirt was wine burgundy. What will we do? I said, any color, just bring it. Any color. I did it. I quickly took it back to the house. Before I got back to the house, the remaining people had gone to church. So it was remaining these 2 girls that were on fire waiting for me. What? All the amendment that I did brought out all the things. She's brought out everything. As we were pulling the zip again, everything removed again. So they were like, they don't even want the clothes again. They are not going to church. It's their money they want. Which money? The money that I have spent or the one that they are just going to give me. I've spent money. Their mothers were like, I will collect the money and all. I was jittery. Thank God for Kike that day. It was Kike that was, she was big and thought she was like, there's nothing you will do. And we'll pay the money and all that. So, our intention was, after we had dressed up for the bride and the bridal party, we will follow them to the wedding, because it was my pride to see my first bridal train all looking all glamorous and all that. But I was crying so much that I could not even attend the church. I just went back to the hostel. So when I went to the hostel, it was Kike that went for the wedding. She said, don't worry, I'll go to the wedding. Anything that happens, I'll tell you. So when she got to the wedding, of course, then GSM was not this common, and also I couldn't receive feedbacks almost immediately. So I was thinking that when she's done at the wedding, she will come to the room and gist me what happened at the wedding. So it was later in the day that somebody that I did not even know was talking about the wedding they went for. The Akini, the sleeve of the bride removed in church. Everybody was quickly using pin. They were using pin to help her to tack it. And it was me they were talking about. It was like where I was sitting was hot. I was sweating. So I wanted to leave so that I won't hear the rest. But I had to sit down there and listen to everything because it was still going to come back to me. So you're like, that even when they got to the reception, the other one too removed. The one that they used the pin for removed, they had to borrow the best man's coat and wear it for the bride. My life. So the following morning, Kike now came to me because Kike was an indigenous of Ife. They have the family house in Ife. So she slept over at their family house. That was why she couldn't come back to me. So when she came back to me, she told me the reality. She told me everything that there's problem, but whatever happens, we'll face it and all. So when it was now Tuesday after the wedding, I started getting reports that the bride wants me to come and see her and all that. So when I went to the bride, it was just God that took control because I'd already cried, I'd already prayed, God, is this my line? Is this my purpose? Let me know if this is not in fact, I'd already made up my mind that never, all these machines that I have, I will go and sell everything. It is not, let me just face my study and just be fine and all that. So I went to see the bride and she was like, she couldn't take any picture. She herself now narrated the story to me. It was like the ground should just open and we enter like that. She did everything and she said, number one, those two girls, you are going to refund their money. Number two, because she couldn't take pictures and all that, I was going to make another wedding dress for her. So she will now use to take pictures. I said, the option she has even given me is a good one and all that. And guess what? The next semester, I was going to take a course that it will be her husband that will lecture me. SSC 206. It was the husband that was going to take us SSC 206. So in my heart, and SSC 206 is like a prerequisite. If you fail it, you can't do it in 300 level, you can't do it in 400 level, you can't do it in 500 level because your courses will be filled and with your project, which means you have to spill. Anyway, the first thing was just to face making that dress. I refunded the money. I made another wedding dress. Then I was going to face 200 to SSC 206. But to God's glory, it was the same one that took me down. Don't worry, I'll take you to Uncle B. We'll go and beg him and all. We now went back to their house to go and beg them for what I did that was wrong the former semester. And the man said, no, that one is gone. That is gone, is gone, is gone, is gone. But he didn't know the reason I was coming to beg him was because I must not fail SSC 206. To God's glory, I passed SSC 206. And now let's fast forward it to because a lot of times what we see about a brand, we see all the glamour, we see all the branding, we see all the good clothes maybe but you don't see the pain and the sacrifices behind such brand. So a lot of times what we celebrate is not really what we celebrate is what we see or what we know. And if I go on Instagram today and I post pictures, the pictures you are seeing or the details you are seeing are the things I want you to know. The truth behind the scene for me are the things that I'm celebrating today. I'm celebrating like 30 years of hands-on that God truly has been good, has been faithful to me. So today I will tell my people know me. People who have worked with me and have left and can come back to testify, they know that when Sapphire is cutting anybody's clothes, the allowance I will put will be enough to sew for another generation. And that is because of what happened to me that was a very hard one. I learned from it. And ever since that incident happened, there has never, and I'm saying it never, there has never been a time that a client will walk in, even if your clothes is with me for 6 months, it's not possible that except you now have maybe what's it called? Even obesity. Okay, obesity might be more than 10 inches, but what you will have inside your outfit, if I've ever made anything for you, will be like 10 inches. So that if you come and you tell me that, I was away to America and I've added weight and I have you covered. And that one has been like an hallmark for me. So today we stand on this testament that God has really been good. He has taken us through feats. He has taken us through seasons. And now Sapphire, we can say, is like an household name, such that the little beginnings did not stop us from achieving our dreams. The little beginning, the small beginning, could not stop the purpose of God. Really, when you come in, even for apprenticeship or for training, it won't only be about you learning how to cut, how to draft, or how to sew, but it will be about you learning, being discipled about God, because that's the whole essence of who and what we are. Your success without God is totally empty for me, and it's not about all the beautiful things that you can showcase, but it's about the purpose you carry and how you are able to affect the next generation. So over the years now, I got my business registered first in 2004. I've gotten my limited liability company. So I'm yet to do, I was supposed to do my filing in June, but I didn't do it. I know I'm going to pay for it, but I will do my filing. Can I do it before June? Can I do it before June? Okay, so I know that it's due to be done because I did the limited liability company in April. So I can do my filing any moment from now. I'm grateful to God for the big feats that He has brought us. And I remember that trying to walk through the cadre of business, I have met good people. I have met helpers. I have met people who God will particularly put your interest in their heart to help you through your journey. And I remember I've always wanted to attend Wimbies because I just believe that this is a gathering of businesswomen who were making waves and were doing things in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, and the likes of Pastor Ibukwa Awoshika, and the likes of Tara Feladru Toye, and the likes of Bisola Lunge, J Bombs, Olori Atuashi, and all of them were at the last Wimbies. And the first time I attended was 2 years ago. And I remember that because I will always want to do my things differently, immediately I stepped into that hall at Akobo Hotel and Suites. Their media group were the first set of people that calls me out, and they had an interview with me that, oh, what you are wearing is so beautiful. And I think what I wore there, I'd worn it to church before and all that, and it's the same testimony. Very beautiful and all that. What do you do? I'm a dressmaker. I had an interview with them. Stepping into the hall, it was like heads were turning and all that. And from there was where I even got one of the major breakthroughs that I have in business today. There's one of these women that saw me when we were having an interactive session, and she was like, it was Ashoke that I was wearing. I remember the Ashoke that I was wearing very well. And she was like, what is this? What man of? I should turn around. She quickly called one of her mates that they came from NLNG in Port Harcourt, and they live at Bonny Island, and they would like me to come for an exhibition, and it was going to be an all-expense paid trip. We'll pay for your flight ticket. We pay for your accommodation, your feeding, and all that. It sounded like a good one to me. And true, 9 months after, I didn't even hear anything from them. After 9 months, they were ready for the deal, and it was like they said. And going to that kind of exhibition is not as by exhibition alone. You will find people there that will be like, okay, I'm taking you to so in so. I want you to do so for me. Because what you would even get in, let me say in Ibadan or in Lagos, is not the same thing that you are going to get. This caliber of people that you meet will be totally and outrightly different. So I'm coming to another to another point of what has really held my business together in 30 years. Because you will believe that in 30 years, you should be tired of the business, you should not be evolving, you should divert into something else. But this is what I really have passion for. And because over the years, I've been able to build integrity and excellence in business. I believe that these two things are one of the things that are holding the business high. What do I mean by integrity? For this particular one, there are times that I fall short. Your outfit is supposed to be ready in 2 weeks and it's not ready in 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll switch off my phone. That was when I didn't have understanding. But now that you have understanding, if you have promised a client that in 2 weeks your outfit is going to be ready, and you know for some reasons it is not going to be ready, the right thing and the proper thing for you to do is to be proactive at that stage and reach out to your client. Madam, for this reason or for so reason, please, we will not be able to deliver to you on this day, but we look forward to the next 5 working days, your outfit will be ready. The next 5 working days, you have a premonition in yourself that by 2 working days, it should be ready. So which means you are under-promising and you want to over-deliver. So when people know, or when your clients know that, if she tells me that 2 weeks is going to be ready, her 2 weeks is her 2 weeks, I'm expecting that if it's not going to be ready in 2 weeks, she's going to give me a call. They have so much confidence in you, and that niche is going to be a niche that will be your returning client. So as I have people that I've been sewing for 25 years and who will still come back because we have built a relationship on integrity and on excellence. Thank you very much. Because we have built a relationship around integrity and around excellence. And you should know, imagine that you buy something on Instagram and what you buy is how do we call it? What I ordered for versus what I got. You will never return to that site to purchase anything. Am I correct? So, over the years, you must learn to build integrity and excellence in whatever you do as your business. Especially if you know that maybe is your main stream of income. You want your clients to return. You even want to have more clients. They should be able to refer you. And for me, most of my clients are not even on Instagram. A lot of them are referrals. People that I have worked with who will tell somebody, or from what they see that you wear. Someone has come to my house. Then when I was still working in the house, someone has come to my house and somebody introduced you to us. Do you know what happened? I was the one who went to get the gate. And immediately I got the gate, the mom that was coming to try to get it, because her daughter was driving in, immediately she saw me, she said, thank God. Because when they said the person works at home, we were wondering if it was an elderly person or somebody that would be able to attend to us. And I can't tell you the number of times that particular person has come, the daughter has come, the other daughter too has come, she has come for herself several times, and they happen to, even in this Ibadan, I'm too sure if I mention that name, it will be a name that some people will pick almost immediately. So, integrity should be your watchword. Excellence also should be your watchword. In whatever you do, even if it's a ministry, integrity and excellence, those two things are very powerful character that you must build while building your business. Thank you so much. I hope I've been able to inspire or ignite something in you today. So I'm telling this story not to tell you that I've arrived or that I have all the answers. I still have my moments of breakdown. I still delivered a clothes to Canada 2 weeks ago. I paid so much to send it on express bill because it was meant to be used for an occasion last week Saturday. And up until this morning, they've not received it. So, but the good thing is that I'd send them pictures of the finished products. I've sent it. It's in Canada, but it's DHL in Canada that is not putting them on track. So we have moments that we cry too. We have moments of being discouraged and wondering if you really want to go on or not. There are times that you even look into your bank account and you'll be like, Amy, ODD CEO, creative director of something. I don't have 10,000 in my account. Yes, those times comes. But you will know that even if you have to start all over, you will start all over. I've started all over several times, and I don't wear it on my face. Instead, I try to encourage people. If you come to me, I will never tell you that it's impossible, because I know that all things are what? Possible. And because I know they are possible, I'm going to invite everyone here to another grand opening in January. So get ready for me. We are opening another ready-to-wear store, a beautiful one. And then our official training room that can seat 24 of people per time. You will be there. I will be there. It's going to cost us millions of naira, but we are possible. I said what? We are possible in Jesus' name. Thank you. So, can we take questions? Okay. So, can we take questions? Yes, ma'am.
My question is, in these years, maybe at the beginning of your career, so have you tried to start something and you have this fear that you cannot do it? Then how do you overcome the fear?
Mommy, fear is everywhere. This one that I've told you that we are opening another ready-to-wear store on a large expanse of land. And today, it's not like we've gotten the space. We've seen where we want, but we are trusting God that we are going to get this space. Fear is everywhere, and faith also is everywhere. Number one, make sure you surround yourself with people who believe in your dream. People who are ready to support you. Some people cannot support you with money. Some people is only mouth. You can do it. We do it. We do it. And you will see some people who will tell you, sis, what do you need? You need financial support. How much do you need? Some people might not even be able to give you the money, but some people can link you with some finance houses. But I tell you, the association you keep in achieving your purpose and your dream in life, they are about the most important thing. Because if I say I have the gift of men, that's an understatement. I've seen people that will still ask me, what more do you want to do? I believe that's a special blessing for me. Some people might not have it, but God, in diverse ways, God can bring your own specific blessing, and to people, and the people around you can also be your own fear factor or your faith factor. They can be your fire lighters, and they can be the people who will quench your fire. So let me tell you, when you have doubts and when you have fears, number one thing that I refer to is the scriptures. I love to read the scriptures because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It might not look like it, but if you keep saying it, it becomes like a stronghold in you. And before you know it, it interrupts that original pattern of fear, and faith begins to develop. And when faith begins to develop, it's just natural. What God will do is, He will just make provision for that vision. That is when you keep standing in faith. A lot of things. You remember when we had the exhibition now? Even like 1 month to the exhibition, I said, I'm not doing it again. Until my husband went to pay for the place and all that, it wasn't like I was stuck. The money was not coming. 2 days to the exhibition, we didn't have up to 200,000 in all our accounts put together. And we still needed to finish up with 600,000. So it was in morning, 2 mornings before the exhibition. I was just trusting God. I was like, God, I cannot. That's why I use, even if you look at my status, a lot of times, Isaiah 57 is always there. For the Lord God will help me. Therefore, I will not be confounded. Therefore, have I lifted up my face like a flint, and I know I will not be put to shame. God is within her. God will help her at the right time. Those are the two scriptures that keep holding you, whether it's household, whatever, whether it's admission, whether it's health, whether it's, my God will help me, I will not be put to shame. And if it's a vision and a purpose that God has put in your heart, He will make provision for it. It might not come easy. Do you understand? It might not, and a lot of times it don't come easy, but you stand your ground on the word And you just find out, how did I get it? It was 2 days before then that somebody, I had even called like 3 people, send me 100K, 100K, 100K. 2 people had responded, they sent 100K. And by the time I was going to check the account, I was seeing 1 million and something. Somebody had already sent money that was not ready to take back. Thank you. Any other question? Okay. Okay, I can give him this. Oh, okay.
Thank you very much for everything you have said. I just want to ask this question. I don't really need, but there'll be some people that will need to what I'm about to say. We have a lot of fashion brands in Nigeria, and I mean thousands of fashion brands. And the question is, how can I stand out? I know you have mentioned a few things, but practical examples of how I can stand out. Just in Ibadan, you can walk like 100 meters, you are seeing like 5 different fashion shops now. So how do I stand out when we know that we have quite a lot of them around?
Thank you very much. Okay, so there's something in business that they call your business niche. Number one, you first of all carve out a niche for yourself. What do you want to do, or what are you sent to do? It is not every bespoke designer that can also do ready to wear. Is it that you do, some people will say, jack of all trade, master of nothing. So some people would rather stay to do ashwebi, all these corsets, overbust corsets, bustiers and all. And some other people would say, okay, what I know to do, because even a lot of people that you're talking about are not really, they might be the creative director, but they are not really the tailors who do these things. They might just tell you, okay, this is what we want to do. They give them to tailors, and the tailors bring to life their imaginations or their styles and their creations. Now, before you can stand out in your industry, you must have clarity of purpose. What exactly do you want to do? And it is exactly what you are sent to do that will make you different when you do it with excellence and with integrity. Number one, what I'm wearing, this top that I'm wearing is ordinary cashmere. It is ordinary cashmere. Walking into this place today, at least 3 people have told me that I love what you're wearing. And that is what I love to wear. Even if I make an outfit for you and I want to be emotional, once you tell me that, Sapphire, what you made for me, I love it so much. I went to a party and everybody was looking at me. I can tell you not to pay because you have paid me already. That is what I want to hear. So now when somebody tells me that I like or I love what you wear, this same cashmere, somebody can wear it and not put this. And let me tell you that this thing that I put in is something that some other tailors will sweep away. Sustainable fashion. I don't throw my fabrics away. I have loads of them, even from years back from Ife days. I still have some of them. And what I try to do is, okay, I need a white top, but I want that white top to be different. I just don't want it to be ordinary. So what can you do to make that ordinary stuff extraordinary? That is what is going to stand you out. People are seeing it and they are making orders. People are seeing it and they are making orders. Then you should know that is different. Okay, you want to bake cake. Everybody is baking. What will you do to make your cake stand out? Everybody is buying their, what do you call your toppings or their accessory on cake? Everybody is buying from Dubai. Me, I will not go and buy from Dubai. And if I happen to go and buy from Dubai, by the time I'm done with my own, you will not know it's in Dubai, I bought it. Because as you see me now, I'm sure you'd have noticed, I can take 6 different fabrics to make one kimono. That is it. But you are seeing one kimono inspo on Instagram. You go and copy it word for word. I will not do that too. I will try and make sure that I put something that is different. I might love the style. I want to recreate it. But I'll make sure that I add a touch that is different. You see me that I use a lot of ashoke. I can use 6 different ashoke to make one particular outfit. So, standing out in your industry, you also must be able to be your own think tank, your own brain box. You will sit down, get inspiration from God. Sometimes they bring it to you in your dream. Don't wave it off. You think that it won't make sense, but just try it and see if it will make sense or if it's going to trend or not. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you. See you at the topmost top.
All right, a round of applause for Mama Sapphire. Okay, now I said something before. I said we just don't blow our trumpet, but we have them in the house. Even you that is sitting here, I don't know, you might be made of something big, and then you just hide in your small clothes, and everybody will look at you and walk past. I know we are very, very, but now we will not walk past. We will come to you. We will know what you do because it's very, very good. Collaboration is very essential. Partnership is essential. I was part of the exhibition we had. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. I was the anchor of that exhibition. It was really, really awesome. There were testimonies of how the whole thing started. And then some of our coaches too came. They came. Some of you will know Photo Nimi and all of that. They came and it was awesome. And they shared a whole lot. And then sometimes you look at it that some persons will charge. I want to give an instance. Someone will charge maybe 250K for this thing. And somebody else will charge it for 1 million naira. And you're asking, what's the difference? Because you have to look at it from another perspective. There was a short video I watched, and then they tell you they sell a bottle of Coke outside for maybe 400 or 500 naira. And then when you get to the airport, it's different. The same product. When you get to the plane, it's different. When you get elsewhere, the same product. But what happened? Can anybody tell me what has happened there? The same product, what happened to that product? Why was it increasing in value? What's the environment, the location. And so the people we are surrounded with, we actually, we always say that your net worth will affect your network will affect your net worth. Because we have to surround ourselves with people who can value what you do. Sometimes when I do voiceover and I tell some persons the price, they're like, I'll go and give them. I say, go and give them. I don't have issues with it. Please give them. And by the time, I've done that like twice. And then the person came by and said, come and do it. I said, why? The person said, I don't know what that person did, but we did the same thing. I said, but we do the same thing now. But it's just the touch of it, just like she said. A little touch that makes you different. And not that even as presenters on radio, we sound alike, but there's a touch. There's a difference between when you speak and there's someone else speaking. And so we have to carve a niche for ourselves, wherever we are, whether in the marketplace, in the industry where we find ourselves, so that we can be different. And more so, we carry an advantage. We don't. Some people call it an advantage, but I call it the advantage. And what's the advantage? The Holy Spirit. That's the advantage. Because He teaches us everything for us to be very, very different. He teaches us everything. And so that's to show you that the Lord, our God, is awesome. And so we must be the ones to make ourselves different from every other thing that we've. I'm sure we have learned one thing or the other. So I want to get about 2 or 3 persons to come out and tell us what you have learned from the first session, the second session, and the third session. I want to know if we are together in this, because I call this a class. When I'm on air, I call it class. So we are here now. It's a class because we are learning. So, as a student of this class, what have you learned? Don't be shy. Just give us one thing. It might be from the first session. It might be the second or the third. The mic would not bite. Okay, it wouldn't bite. So you can come out and just do it. Let's do that in few. Okay, please come. Please come. No, please just come, because we are streaming. So people don't just hear your voice. They want to see your face.
Okay, so the first thing I learned from Bro AY's class was the investment aspect. Okay, I'm someone that likes to save a lot, but I think from now I will not just save. And I was telling someone, I said I don't like putting my money where it does not yield. Anywhere I put my money, even if it's kobo, it must climb it. So I've learned that. Now for the what's the title of that? For Barrister Ayano's class, the most of the things she talked about, I already do it. But one thing that I lacked out of everything she talked about was the trademark. You know, when she said it, I was just looking at, so this is my logo. I know what I went through to get my business name. I know how much CAC got from me to get just one business name. So I've gotten my business registered. Now, someone will not come and steal it because of trademark. All right, so for that one now, we'll do the trademark for the business. And for Mommy Sapphire, it's just the inspiration to, whatever you are building, keep building and build it well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, I learned two things. One from Barrister Irano, and is the part of just like keep doing what you're doing. And she said it in terms of, I was sitting at the back and I heard her saying something like, just for the government to know that you are still there, you are doing that thing. And it kept repeating in my head. So even when I learned that even when you are at the dry season of that thing, right, don't stop. Just show up. Let everybody know you are still there. Let even the government know you are still there. And I think it's, what did she call it again? Filing, yes, that you file every year, annual return, yes, that was it. Then from Sapphire, I learned that when you fail at the beginning of something, it just signifies that you're going to make mad success from that thing. Because I fear failure a lot. I'm someone that fears failing something, so it makes me very perfectionistic. If I have the littlest inkling that thing will not go, I'll just move away from it. I'll face something else, right? But I have seen it over and over and over, and now I've heard it again in a very convincing way, that failing at the beginning of something that you're very convinced about, you know this is for you, but you just failed. Look at just your very first bridal thing, and that kind of thing happened. It's enough to just say, it's not for me. But she was convinced. So I think that the one thing you need is that conviction from within you, from God. And then even if you fail, that type of failing just makes you know that, I'm going to really be great at this at the right time.
All right, thank you so much.
All right. We thank God for today's section. What I was able to learn from today's business talk is I learned from Brayo that my sister. I was just, I was asking a funny question out there. That can someone register is also Brayo won't understand. Just like that. And he said something that, that caught my attention, that I need to look for something to register on. He said, and I kept it in my mind. So for Sapphire fashion, all right, I saw scripture being fulfilled in our life. That is Proverbs 22, is it 29? That says that have you seen a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before king, not before me men. So that is the part. And I learned something also, that try to associate yourself with people who can help you in the journey or life that can make your dream to come to reality? The environment and the right set of people. Thank you.
Well, I've learned a lot too, especially from the second speaker. I have my checklist already, and I think we can come to you for some other things you are available. So for anyone who wants to register trade, this trade thing enter my head really, because I can't imagine some things. So I think that's about it. The second thing I want to mention is Mama Sapphire, right? Mama Sapphire. I observed that, firstly, in our kingdom, is law of process. That's one of the things that I observed. And it occurred to me that this is our generation. If we have somebody in this same line, we tend to now, I want to compare my business with Sapphire. You know that it would be totally wrong. Do you know why? Because the law of process cannot be broken. So there was a time, there was a gestation period, there was a time where she needed to fail. She needed to fail. And I've done some things that sincerely I've learned my lessons, even as in quote, a professional in the field. So, these are some of the things that kept on resonating as she is talking. So I learned again that we don't compare ourselves, because those people we are looking up there, as much as we are looking at them, but do not run the race of what they are doing. I think it's one of the things
Come on, put your hands together for yourselves. It shows that this was really impactful. And it's something that we'll do subsequently. Now, we're not just going to wait till Youth Week or Youth Aflame to gather like this, to have discussions like this, to learn from one another. It's something that we need to do. I remember when we started the Avalanche, a lot of persons, even my colleagues, discouraged me. They said, you can't fly. You want to talk about mental health. What's mental health? Well, guess what today? Mental health is the talk of town. And so if you did not start, if you don't surround yourself with people who will encourage you, or if you do not have that vision that God has given to you, you will run. Because if you hear, many people will discourage you. There's nothing you can do that nobody will discourage you. It's impossible. People will definitely discourage you. But just get at the back of your mind, you have the word. It said, that's the word. Hear the word behind you. It says, go, that's the way. So hear that word. Let it be the first, and then let's surround ourselves with people who are going to encourage us to do business. And of course, so that even in life, everything generally, surround yourself with positive people. Let's leave aside very toxic people around us, and let's try to bring positive vibes into the house. Let's be the light. Let's not be the darkness. Let's be on our feet this afternoon. I'm sure that we have been blessed from the first session to the third session, and indeed today God has been great. I want you to just thank God and say, Father, I thank you for all the sessions that we've had. Thank Him. Say, Father, I thank you. I thank you because knowledge has been added to me. And by the time this knowledge is required, I'll be able to disseminate, I'll be able to use it adequately. By the time this is going to be required, I will use it. I will not be at the back. Even if you're at the back now, it's that time. It's gestation time. You might be at that point. At the time, we know that Joseph went from the pit to Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house, he went to prison. And from prison, he found himself in the palace. These processes took about 13 good years of him going through that. He was 17 when he left his father's house. He was 30 when he appeared before Pharaoh. Those years are not years that you want to find easy. But in the end, he knew that there was something, that people are going to bow to him. Why don't you thank him and say, Father, for my business, for my career, for everything, I commit in your hands. I ask that you strengthen me. Please surround me with people that will help me even when I'm down. Father, we bless your name. We give you all the glory. Let's begin to bring our prayers to a close. I ask Bro Kenny to please come and pray quickly.
Let's pray. Dear Father, we thank you this afternoon. We bless your name. Thank you for your faithfulness. We thank you for this gathering. We thank you for what we have learned so far. We thank you because we are not going back home the same way we have come. We thank you for the knowledge. We thank you for the experience that has been shared. And we thank you because we help us to apply it in every areas of our life. Talking about investment and the things that we need to do concerning our business. We pray that you grant us wisdom and everything that is needed, like the resources to do the registration that we need to do. And also, we be patient enough even to pass through the deal process so that we will not just be thinking the way the world are thinking, so that we have good sources, and it will be to the glory of your name. It will be that you are the one that have given us the inspiration. Dear Lord, this is our heart's desire. And we are trusting you that next year that we'll be gathering, that we'll be doing this youth week, again we come back with testimony. And even all of us, if we want to share our testimony so that we can also be a blessing to others. And we also pray for all the facilitators, our brothers and sisters that have spoken to us. Dear Lord, we are trusting you that you increase them. We are praying that you multiply what you have put in their hands, and you continue to bless them. They will continue to be a blessing to their family and to this generation. Therefore, we thank you because you have heard us. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
All right, so thank you so much. If you want to stay around till we start the dinner by 4 p.m., you can stay around. You can still patronize those who are at the exhibition stand. And there's provision for everyone to actually, I think they have given us something to refresh. So by 4 p.m., we're going to be gathered here again. And at that time, this place will have been transformed into a